So back to the conversation with your brother-in-law. So he tell you that your sister and your mama are in police protection, police custody, and I'm sure you probably lost your whole mind.
I did. My prison counselor at the time, he saw me because he allowed me to call my family, and
so you had told him what the conversation was. You told him
yes.
the conversation was.
And when I hung that phone up, he just took a look at me and he was just like, man. He said, Johnson, man, you need to go to the hole for a couple of weeks, man.
Not a couple of days. He said a couple of weeks.
He was like, man, you might need to lay it down. Because, I mean, I just, I felt like a lion in a cage, like just...
Because you couldn't do nothing. And being the type of person you were.
Yeah.
And I say work because I'm assuming you're not that person.
Yeah, because, these strangers in my mother's place, I'm not having that. So
and the fact that you weren't able to do anything.
Yeah, that was a crazy situation.
So did you go in the hole?
I didn't. I was able to see my family, and instead of snapping and losing my mind, I just wrote a book. That was the result of that. And
that book was titled
Cold-Blooded, the New Year's Day Massacre.
And that's how we got this. That's how we got here.
Absolutely.
And so let's talk about the book a little. But let me back up just to connect the dots, and so for the viewers, it makes sense. You had it. So you saw your family. When you say you saw your family, are you saying you saw your mom and your sister?
Yes.
And this was a visit after about having not spoken with them about 4 weeks.
They finally
come. They call you, say, Johnson, you got a visit, and it's your mom and your sister. Yeah. And so at that moment, I'm sure all types of emotion had actually gone through your head. What you thinking about?
I can be blatantly honest.
Be honest, yeah.
My mom, when she actually came to see me, I learned that instead of being in protective custody, my mom was in and my sister where they were staying in this rinky-dink hotel that law enforcement had put them in.
So that was the law enforcement's representation or definition of protective custody.
Yes, with no protection.
With no protection.
Yeah.
So they took them there and they had to go about their day-to-day life in this hotel.
Yes.
As a result of your sister making a phone call to capture them.
Yes.
Where were they captured? Let me go there really quick. When your sister made the phone call, she was where?
My sister actually, and I know you didn't hear this in the news, but my sister called these guys and got them on a phone conversation and was able to track their whereabouts, and that's how they were found.
Really?
Yes.
They weren't found in Richmond though, right?
No, they was found like in Arlington, Virginia, something like that.
Yeah, in Northern Virginia, D.C.
Yeah,
Okay. So let's go back. So you see your family after about 3 or 4 weeks of not having no conversation with them on just a random visit. Did y'all talk about it? What was that visit like?
That visit was horrible. It was terrible because my mom had been stressing and worrying so much that she had these black rings around her eyes.
She was stressed.
Yeah, man, it was.
And your sister Toya was there.
Yeah,
she was at the visit as well.
Yeah.
And what was her demeanor like?
Yeah, she was just shaking. She was shaking. These guys were actually planning to kill my family.
You think they were?
I know they was. I think it was around the time income tax checks were about to come out.
Okay.
And they kept asking my sister about, hers and everything they did was, for money. They killed the Harvey family for literally like nothing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, I don't know. It was only by the grace of God that my family survived that ordeal because everybody else died.
Everybody else died. Right. And so how did you go into the mindset that I want to write this book? Do you remember I'm sure the situation or ordeal with your mom kind of gave you some motivation. And because you're incarcerated, you're restricted.
Well, honestly, had law enforcement treated my family with some respect and decency, dignity, this story wouldn't be. This story came as a result of them putting a gag order on my family, telling them that they couldn't speak.
And so for those who don't know what a gag order is, what's a gag order?
It's when police tell you shut the hell up.
Or else? Is there any type of repercussion or?
I'm sure it is. I don't know exactly right now.
So they had put a gag order on your family not to talk to anybody while the case was going on, or was this gag order indefinitely?
I don't think it was indefinite.
It was just for the time period.
Yeah.
Okay. And so you had some private, intimate conversation with your mom, I'm assuming, and you said, "Let me tell the story."
Because it was a reward involved, right?
Okay, yeah. Tell me
There
about
was a
that.
reward involved.
And that reward looked like
it was
what?
like $6,000 or something like that
For the
capture or any information leading up to the arrest of these two murderers.
Do they have to be convicted too, though? Right? Have to be.
No.
It was just they just wanted.
My
it.
family got them. Did all this for
Right.
it was for the community because these guys were killing people and there was no end in sight.
And this was the Richmond City
absolutely.
Police Department in Richmond, Virginia.
It was.
Okay. So they put a gag order, but they ultimately had put a reward out. Did Ashley and your sister ever talk about any harm or danger that she was in, or it was just because it was assumed that she was in danger?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. They tried to get my sister to go out with them on little missions, but my sister told them no every time.
Okay.
She said that. Absolutely.
Okay, so they did try to wean her into this.
That's what it was
to
all
become
about.
one of them.
Yeah, that's what it was all about.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what about your mom? You think they had any type of, like, I mean, they knew what without your sister. I mean, your mom was still in the picture, so.
Yeah. Like I said, I feel as though they were going to kill my family.
They were going to kill your family at some point in time. So it was a reward. Your sister made the phone call ultimately to the capture of these gentlemen. And you said they put a gag order on them.
Yeah, it happened. I don't want to make it about the police.
What I'm trying to understand and what the people probably want to see is what motivated you to, because you mentioned that it was because of them. Yeah, it was because of the reward. It was because of the Richmond Police Department and how they mistreated and mishandled your family.
Because my family was mistreated and they wasn't allowed to speak, tell their side of the story.
So there was like no public press release.
You heard nothing about that.
We really didn't. I mean, I remember it like it was yesterday.
They worked effortlessly behind the scenes. My sister was taken to the murder scene of Ashley Baskerville to point out the house. And my family were working behind the scenes and they got no credit, no reward. So out of that, you know, as a man, as a protector, I felt the need, and as a writer, I felt the need to write, to give my family a voice. And so that's what I did.
And birthed this baby,
Yes.
this book,
Yes.
the clothes.